Hey there! We're back, baby!
Yeah!
We're back from the dead. I'm back from the dead. Scott and I died, but we came back.
Thank you for
Yeah.
coming back. Both of you.
I'm just a little phlegmy flamingo mucusy. It's not a big deal. It's fine.
You'll be fine.
It's fine. If I sneeze on you. I'm sorry.
She's got her spittoon down on the ground.
Antibiotics. So we missed my birthday episode. So this is like still my birthday.
It's still Sandra's birthday episode tonight.
Yep.
Me and Jesus, the month of December.
That's right.
It's all about us.
The two most important
Yes.
people ever born.
And tonight we're dipping a toe into the genre of Giallo, which we don't do super often. Not on purpose. We just kind of don't, and it's a little bit of a weak spot in my horror lexicon.
Okay.
Maybe for, I don't think any of us have ever been like, we don't usually name them as our favorites and stuff.
No.
So this is very good. We're showing tremendous growth. And we're going to talk about ducklings. Specifically, one. Without a head.
Yes. One specific duckling.
Yeah. Don't torture a duckling.
Don't do it, people. This is not good for you.
By a little man named Fulci.
Fulci, yes. But yeah, hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Sandra's birthday episode. It's a pleasure having you all here.
Yes.
We're 1 week late, but you know what? We're going to make up for it by being on top of our game tonight. That is a promise.
We aren't 364 days of the year. But
Right.
today, for you, we're on it.
We're going to do it. All right. Shall we toast
Oh, please.
to the people?
And
Doing
me.
Giallo shots.
Giallo
Giallo
shots.
shots,
Nice.
funny.
I wish.
Arr, I'm a pirate.
I just want the Jello.
I've got a wee paper hat for a hand.
Uh-oh. You know what's a problem now?
Huh.
Whenever Caleb starts thinking about Jello, it becomes an issue. So,
Kind of like with the little hat, you remind me of, I think it's Tunneler in Puppet Master.
Puppet Master, yeah.
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 If it was silver, you'd be spitting
I'd
image.
be spitting, for sure.
Spitting image.
If only I had thought about that in advance. So, tell us, how was your birthday this year? Was it fantastical?
It's very low key because I couldn't move much.
Right.
So that happened. I watched like only one movie because it was like one of those illnesses where it's like you're just dead to the world.
Mm.
You can't like even concentrate on like watching things very much. So when that happens, I'm left to conspiracy theory TikTok
Oh, no.
and YouTube docuseries, which I love. It's usually about like doll collecting and things like that. So that's my two speeds
Okay.
when I'm ill. And I did watch The Influencer though. That movie, The Influencer, it's on Shudder.
Heard of it.
Heard of
but,
it? Yeah. I thought it was a pretty clever little film.
Oh.
Pretty clever little film. And I really liked the ending. So yeah, it was
Okay.
just kind of a little something different. It like for me it wasn't like revolutionary necessarily, but I had a really good time watching it. So did Scott, and it's got a great soundtrack too.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did that. Otherwise, it's like all the same things.
Things, yeah.
All the same things. I'm so happy. I'm not anywhere near through with it, but with our Flag Means Death.
Oh, yes.
Season, it's always good. It's like, how does every season get fucking better and better? How do they do it?
So you do feel it is better?
Well, I mean, it's like there wasn't anything wrong
cool.
with the old ones.
No,
but
there
it's
wasn't.
like, how do you keep making it even better?
Right. I thought it was, yeah.
Confounds me.
Fantastical.
Okay.
Okay. I guess Caleb.
Well, I too watched a couple things on Shudder actually. So
Watch.
I watched It's a Wonderful Knife.
Oh,
Mm.
that looks fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately the title is probably the most cleverest thing about this movie.
Oh, really?
No, it was okay. It was, it's not going to change your life or anything, and you kind of know the story because it's based on It's a Wonderful Life. But
It looks fun,
yeah.
though.
It does look fun.
I thought it would too.
have
Justin
any fun.
Long goes hard
Okay.
with his look at, like
Yes.
fake tan, and he's got this kind of really bad wig and
You got
Yeah.
the full veneers
fake,
going,
fake
right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
teeth.
It
And
it looks like him, but not him. It's kind of wild.
so if there was a favorite part, it would probably be him.
Okay.
But and then I finally watched When Evil Lurks and just absolutely loved it. I'm sure
3 for-
everyone out there,
4 for 4.
you've all watched it now, but if you haven't, don't read anything.
It's going
Don't
blind as
listen to any
possible.
podcasts about it. Just go in and check it out.
I mean, you
it's-
can after. Just
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying, don't go in with like any. Just
No.
go in blind.
Went
'Cause
blind.
It's great.
Yep.
So.
And
well,
it's I think it's unfair to compare it to Terrified.
Terrifying.
Alterados.
Alterato.
Alterados. Because it's like a apple and a banana.
Yes, we like them
Yeah.
both. However,
I know. It's just
Yeah.
kind of what you do. You know.
Yeah.
yeah,
What's your favorite Ari Aster film? What's your So it's
no,
Yeah.
cool. It was a good film.
it's
I'm glad
human
you liked
nature
it.
to rank. It's what we do.
Glad you liked it. And then I took Sandra's birthday present and kept it for myself, which was I went and saw Depeche Mode in concert on December, when was that, 3rd, 4th?
Third.
3rd. Yeah, not on your birthday, that's right. So I did do that. That was cool.
I'm sad because I was sick and I couldn't
You couldn't go. I had to go all by myself all the way to San Francisco. Actually, I'm just kidding. Took my wife. We had a good time. So, and then I finished finally The Fall of the House of Usher.
The house fall.
It falls far, but gosh darn it, was that a good show? I sure did like it.
I get again with the Flanny. Flanny can do no wrong.
Oh man, yeah.
He's like never totally like struck out even kind of for me.
Mm.
And it's like, I mean, and you expect that you're not going to love all the body of work, but everything of his that I've seen, I love.
Mm-hmm.
And I really loved House of Usher. I feel like it really spoke to my Edgar Allan Poe heart.
Yeah.
I had fun like guessing. Like I didn't want Scott to show me the titles of all the episodes. I wanted to
Oh, okay.
like, oh, it's this one. Is this story?
See, I kind of liked the fact that I did see the title, and then I would know, okay, this is where it's gonna go eventually,
Mhm.
kind of deal.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, I have read Poe. I have read Edgar.
The
So
Teletubby.
so I therefore I knew most of what was happening,
No,
or
it's
not
true.
happening, but you know what I mean.
I did know that about you
Yes.
and Ed.
So that was Ed. So that was it was cool. It was fantastic. And the last, it was all good, but the last 2 episodes for me specifically just really like kicked ass.
Yeah.
Like I just loved.
It was just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and partly because I thought Henry Thomas was outstanding.
Oh, this was like one of my favorites he's
His-
done.
Yeah, I mean he was the
was-
nuances of how he walked and his
Hair.
dialogue and everything. Yeah, everything about him.
He was my favorite character.
Yeah,
he was my favorite character. I was kept waiting for it to be him. I'm like, what
Where's
they
his-
call him? What they call him? Like Fraudkin or something like that.
Oh,
Frodrick.
Yes,
They
Frodrick.
call him Frodrick.
Frodrick. Yes.
Yeah, and I was like, where's Frodrick? Bring me more Frodrick. He did go a little too far. I was kind of with him to a degree.
Up to
And
a
then,
point.
and then I was like,
You mean the
Yeah.
part where he was yanking teeth out of his
the teeth was real.
burned wife?
Yeah, that was bad. Now, like, I don't know if I can. I don't want to spoil it, but I mean, like, to an extent, I liked the revenge, and then I was like, go way back, go way back.
That's what I was telling you. I was like, wow, he's gone over. But I love the demise of him. That whole scene, the sound design was freaking amazing.
So
And
poetic.
the way everything's just falling down, and of course, which the pendulum, the whole thing.
Absolute fucking
It
nightmare.
was just so cool. It was so cool.
I
And
mean,
then-
every one of them was nightmare fuel, but
they were, but for some reason,
oh, Perry,
Yeah.
Perry's was real sticky. That was juicy.
oh
That was
man,
juicy, and
Such
that
a-
was beautiful. If you love like grotesque, beautiful
Yeah,
things like
if you
Neil and
like-
I do,
yeah.
it was like, damn, that's
if you,
good.
if you like a melting body,
Many naked melted people.
yes.
What about Mark Hamill in that show?
Oh, okay. I'll let Kill. I don't want to talk about.
What about no?
Was he in it? I'm just kidding.
I know. Was that even him?
He's fucking. I mean, he's
No, he
always
was so
James,
good because
man.
he's just
Yeah.
so like. everyone else just seems so big, and he's just kind of like,
Yeah.
with his little black gloves, kind of Luke Skywalker-ish, but
He wasn't good. And I loved his conversation. They all have to talk, and his was just like chef's kiss.
It was awesome.
Yeah. No, and it's like if I wanted more, it was more of him. I wanted to know more about how he really became.
Need to have Pym
that way.
How Pym pimmed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who Pym the Pym?
Who Pym?
He was
right.
It was by far easiest, my most favorite thing I've ever seen him in.
He's so talented.
See, that's the thing. I feel like I've never seen him in anything that has allowed him to showcase his talent.
What about the Joker and all his voice work? He's very talented.
I haven't watched that show, but I'm just saying, as far as what I thought it was very good. It was I was able to see what this guy actually has talent wise, and it was.
If you liked him in this, you should see Star Wars.
So I've heard of that.
It's a
I'm
little
just
bigger.
not sure where I can find
Where
it.
you can find it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's a little obscure 70s picture.
Okay.
So kind of,
But-
kind of like a Giallo of America.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was such a good show. And then Carla Gugino.
Oh, everybody.
I love how, and the Raven and everything, it's just so beautiful.
It's like everybody that you
I can't
loved
even begin.
from all his previous projects came back. I mean, of course, there's a few we were missing.
There's a few,
but I thought it was really like a fun device, because there's kind of some mysteries going on. You're kind of trying to figure out the jingle of the bell, for instance, and kind of what led them to having that standoff in the house between Augie and he.
Right.
And a lot of that dialogue and stuff was just phenomenal.
Awesome. That's what I love about Fanny's. It's just the dialogue, the soliloquies, the whole thing, whatever it's going on. It's just they're awesome. And it was so good. It was just really well done.
We liked it.
All the way around.
Generally, we liked it.
Yeah. I was so happy.
I'm glad you finally finished it.
Me too.
I know it's so hard. There's just so much to get through these days, but
Truth.
That was my number one. It was getting the family to, allow me the time.
allow me this
That's
time.
all. And Jen watched it. My wife watched.
She doesn't usually
all
like
the
anything
episodes.
spooky,
Right.
But she liked it.
She did. I think she did.
I was talking to her last night, and she said, "I just covered my eyes."
Oh, I love her so much.
But I think I hope she appreciated the word smithery
Well, she's an author,
as an
so I
author.
bet she did.
You know what I mean? I would hope so.
I'm gonna text her and ask her that. Did you appreciate the word smithery?
You better.
Fall House Fusher.
Yeah, it was really cool. Really, really good. Anyway, that being said, all I want to remind people is that the holidays, Christmas is really coming up quick. So we do have a merch store where you might want to buy yourself some merch.
Maybe you could wear it for New Year's. I don't think it's gonna arrive in time.
Well, I was going to say, but maybe you can elect for some expedited shipping. And then if not, if it comes afterwards, it's just a happy
it's also
New
a
Year
Christmas
present.
gift for us.
Plus, it's probably the end of free shipping, so
That's
you might
true.
want to get in there soon.
Oh, and can I add a little bit of housekeeping for next week's episode?
Sure.
I'm going to tell them now at the beginning. So if you've been with us a while, you know that we like to do a Hallmark film. And traditionally the last couple of years, it's because Bruce Campbell has been in 2 Hallmark movies. Well, Bruce didn't do one this year.
You let us
but
down.
We love the tradition so much, and you all seem to like it as well. Yeah. We love the pain and the torment we put ourselves through. We're going to do that next week. But in order for us to watch the movie before we record, we're going to be going live a little later. So it'll be like 8-ish. A little bit, just a hair later, 8-ish.
Well, we might make 8. You never know.
We
right?
might make 8.
We might make 750.
We might. But, it's just... It's a wild and wacky holiday episode.
Yep.
Yeah. So what we're saying is, you just need to be here at 7 and sit here until you see us on screen.
Check in at 7 and make sure your little bell icon.
You gotta hit the bell.
Yeah.
You gotta hit the bell.
Hit the
This
bell.
is
No,
an
I
appropriate time
like
to
the
say
waiting mark.
Oh yeah, we've never told people to hit the fucking bell. Hit the goddamn bell.
You gotta ring that bell.
Yeah.
Wait, so you smash the bell and
Smash
you
the like
and you
button.
hit the like button.
No,
No, we don't smash like buttons here.
You
don't
could
do that.
you could definitely tap the like button.
We gently caress the
Yes.
You
like
could
button.
definitely tap that. You could also subscribe
Yep.
and do the bell. Just saying. I mean, just saying you can do that.
You know what you could do for Christmas for us? Create about 100 YouTube accounts and then subscribe.
All of them. All it is an email address, people. It's not that hard.
Seriously. It's like you're giving us money. Jeez.
And
I'm going to use my YouTube. Subscribe to that.
we have a movie in mind, but we have to have a couple options because the Hallmark, we have to see what we're able to get. But maybe if we know, like, maybe we'll announce it, like, on Instagram or something.
Mindy wants to know. She's already mad.
I know. I'm sorry, girl.
Why can't we say?
Well, because are you sure you can have it?
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm positive. 100%.
Producer Scott says, yeah.
Okay,
100%.
then we're going to announce the movie. It is... What the fuck?
Catch me if you claws.
Catch Me If You Claws. Claws.
Well, Santa Claus.
Catch Me If You
That
Claws.
doesn't even, like, sound like can. Like, that's what the best they could do.
That's pretty
Catch me
bad.
if you claws.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty
Jeez.
bad.
All right.
So watch that situation, and then we'll talk about it as a people, as a family. Producer Scott, can we get a bumper? Welcome back. All right, tonight we are talking about 1972's Don't Torture a Duckling. This is a Lucio Fulci film. Two other people helped him write it, and again, I didn't look at pronunciations. I'm so sorry.
Good God, this is written by
Roberto-
3 people.
I know. Story and screenplay by Roberto Gianvitti and Gianfranco Clarisi. Again,
Very
sorry.
nice.
Well, it's so hard. I like to look at pronunciations of shit, and I'm just forgetting. Look at what my phone autocorrected the title to.
Wow.
It autocorrected to Don't Torture a Duckling.
I mean, it went from duckling to fuck.
I mean, that is
That's
insulting.
like the opposite of the
Right.
how it used to
Yeah, exactly.
Sandra's got a dirty phone, people.
Yeah,
Because
dang.
I swear a lot
You
on
use-
here.
You say fuck too much on your
I
phone.
know, really.
And
The algorithm.
Everyone's phone autocorrects it to duck.
to duck.
And
or,
it's like-
or ducking.
Yeah.
It's like
Sandra's got the one phone that automatically takes a word from like Jack to fucking ass. Just like automatically.
celebrate good times.
Fuck off.
You know what? It's not my fault that my phone cares about me and loves me and wants what's best for me. Back to the duckling at
Soon
hand.
enough, you'll be texting and every word's just fuck. Sounds like
a dream. The plot follows a journalist investigating a series of child murders in a rural Italian village where the residents are riddled with superstition and mistrust.
How many Giallo
That is
films?
the shortest, that is the shortest like film description you've ever given on this show.
I just stole it right off of IMDb. Sometimes I steal them outright. Though they used a different word. I said rural. I think they said insular. And that's a hard word for me to say, insular. So I changed that.
Plus, it actually all just is the F word, and she had to read between the lines for that one. But how many Giallo films have you seen now? You think with this one?
Oh, really? Just a handful. I mean, I've
Okay.
kind of seen the heavy hitters, the big ones: Suspiria, Tenebrae. Well, now this.
That's fine, but
Yeah,
call it a handful.
Handful of like really kind of the most famous ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Caleb, I know you've seen at least 2.
This is
okay.
my second.
All right.
I haven't seen and of course the titles are everything with these films, and I haven't gotten to see like the Red Queen kills thricely on the dawn of the new day, and yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
Oh,
Kind
wait,
of the same.
I saw that one too.
I've seen a fair amount, but you know, I mean, the problems that we'll talk about probably, I'm sure, with Giallo. I was just curious because I know I like him more than Caleb. I'm not sure where you sit on them, quite honestly. We'll find
Giallo
out.
films.
But they're fun because they're so dubbed, which is usually a big problem.
Yeah.
You know.
I do subtitles. I'm a subtitle girly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I was just kind of curious.
The producer Scott and I, when we were looking at how every actor is from a different nation, we were like, are they actually speaking English in this film? And they like dubbed it over with Italian? Does anybody
I
know?
don't know.
Does anybody know
I mean,
that?
I read that same thing, but I don't know if they were speaking English because there was like
Because if they all don't
there
speak
was a
the same
German,
language.
there was a were they from Spain
Brazil?
or something? Okay, Brazil and
Go ahead, producer Scott.
There was definitely a couple of lines in there where their mouths completely matched
Yeah.
the subtitles.
okay,
And they were absolutely speaking English.
okay.
But some of them didn't. So I feel like there was maybe some scenes where one actor was speaking one language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Oh
another
yeah,
actor
no,
was
that's a
speaking another.
very they talk about the spaghetti westerns how that
Yeah.
was a thing where you'd have 4 different people all just saying, something, and and then
Yeah.
in post someone else is gonna speak over it. So
Yeah, that's really typical. Is everyone
Yeah.
spoke their own language and they just wiped it out and
mhm.
So it's
dubbed
kind
it
of
in whatever
bizarre.
language it is. It
It's
is
like
really
kind of a bizarre thing.
Yeah.
I have to say, like some of the other ones I've seen, they've been more flashy, more eye-catching. Really iconic things that you're seeing, like things Suspiria, right, and all that beautiful blood and stuff. And I kind of associate that a little bit more. And this one's like way stretched back as far as the visuals. Did have some really cool visual stuff, but it's like way pulled back. It's
Yeah.
not as like flashy and dramatic and stuff. I always like a little bit of an element of mystery, which they
Okay.
all have, and I love the look of 60s and 70s horror movies, especially 70s. I've said that many times here on the
Mhm.
show, so I love that about it. I think there was a lot of stuff I liked about this movie, and a lot of stuff that was uproariously funny.
Yes.
I think we can all
Yeah,
agree on that. Yeah. What do you think of the genre?
Of the genre, the genre.
The genre.
Yeah, I like it overall. I think, as we know, the Italians, they've made some crazy cinema.
Yeah.
There's one in particular that we don't like to watch. They'll often takes place in a green inferno, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
But I think Dario Argento is awesome. He's one of the biggest names, obviously. Fulci, for me, Fulci is all about the House by the Cemetery threesome, basically.
Mm.
The House by the Cemetery, the Beyond, and the Gates of Hell, aka the other name it has, City of the Living Dead. So those 3, which I think are, to me, are like Fulci movies because they're
Yeah.
like violent and. Like I want to do City of the Living Dead someday on the show.
We had talked about that.
So yeah, because I think that one just has some really, you talk about that scene. People say, "Oh, it has that scene."
Yeah.
That movie has that scene. But anyway, I love the music in the Argento films. Like
Mhm.
Tenebrae, I think, has got a fantastic opening
Very
scene.
famous
and-
one, yeah.
Yeah, in sequence. So I enjoy them overall
Yeah.
because they're usually crazy, and sometimes they're just awful funny at the same time.
Yeah, it's like a range of emotions in one film.
Yes, it can be.
What about you, Kayla? What do you think? The genre. You don't like it. That's okay.
No, I don't, and I want to though. That's the thing. I want to, and I don't know why the dubbing bothers me so much in this,
Yeah.
but I'm fine with the dubbing in, say, a Western.
Mm. You didn't do subtitles like I did?
No, I do. I still do
Oh.
subtitles, but it's just so the voices that they use and the way it
Yes.
almost feels like they're forcing like dialogue to be a certain way that it's just so disruptive to me.
That's how I feel about a
You
lot
know?
of the old dubbing. Dubbing's come so far,
Right.
especially like in
Right.
Japanese movies and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like that old dubbing. It's like it is so distracting to me too because I'm like, you're not using like the right inflections. Like there's
Mhm.
there's no nothing. Like
Right.
I'd rather read it like a book and have a little bit going on.
Yeah, maybe, and and maybe why I'm okay with the westerns is because Clint Eastwood didn't talk. Like
Mostly grunts. Mostly a series of grunting noises.
And if you,
Yeah, exactly.
More of a growl, I suppose.
But I do want to like them, and I do recognize their importance to the genre as a whole.
It's very kind of you to say.
Well,
Reading between the
I
lines.
think,
you got to give credit where credit's due. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean like it shouldn't exist.
So now I would wonder though, if you went back now, given the years of torture you've been on watching some of these horror
Mhm.
films, and watch Suspiria again,
Okay.
would your thought of that one change? Because now you know what I mean? Because you might have
Suspiria,
more
I liked
insight.
looking at though.
Okay.
I may not have liked the movie, but
Yeah, it's visually
this
stunning.
I found boring, and I really checked out probably about halfway through it.
Yeah.
And to me, all the good stuff happens like in the last 20 minutes or so.
I would have to say I watched this with producer Scott, and I think that kind of helps sometimes with these movies where you have somebody to kind of talk about, and you can kind of, like, we're like, brush our shoulders off. We knew exactly what the fuck was happening from, like, the first moment of this film.
Yeah.
And we were, and then we're talking about that, and then we're talking about some of the funny translations and, like, the costumes and stuff. And I think that kind of helps sometimes, like, keep it from being boring.
Well, I tried watching it with Space Face, and she lasted about half an hour.
Oh, that's generous. Yeah. Oh, and that doesn't always happen. There's been movies I've watched here with Scott and we're bored. So, but anyway, just recommending. Yeah. So this one it's got quite a soundtrack. The soundtrack for me was all over the place. As I liked it, I didn't like it. I liked it, I didn't like it.
I don't remember it at all. I didn't even make a note about it.
There's a lady that kind of like wallows in her singing, and I like that lady. And then there's some other things I didn't like.
Right.
So the movie opens up, and we have a lady that has a nice little set of, like, the kind of squishy baby bones.
Yeah.
We got ourselves some baby bones.
She digs them up from the ground,
digging
right?
in the dirt.
And then there's a little evil bastard child that takes a shot at a gorgeous lizard.
Was there a point for that?
Just to show the little
that they're
children.
they're imps. They're
okay.
Imps.
They're naughty.
Well, serial killers. It starts with the animals.
I was kind of the same way until you get to the end, or not the end, but the middle, and you find out a certain thing. You're like, they're just mean, rude little boys.
I guess, yeah.
Mean, rude little.
That was my
urchins.
my third note of the thing was the three boys, right, that come up after the lizard under the bridge. One, like, they're like roughly 13ish years old.
I thought that I pegged them
maybe?
younger.
I was gonna say like 10.
Yeah,
okay,
I was
fine.
saying 10,
All right.
11. Yeah.
All right, 10, like 10 years old, and one of them's voice is deeper than mine.
Yes,
the dubbed voice.
Yes,
I remember. I was like, "Dang, bro,
we were laughing about that."
you've hit puberty early."
And again, takes me out of the movie because I'm like, you couldn't have gotten, anybody for a better voice than
maybe
that.
like even like a woman maybe
voice,
like,
right, yeah,
instead of James Earl Jones to do the
Yeah,
voice
right.
of the children. One thing pretty early on is when they're showing the kids praying, there's some great monk skeletons reliquaries. Did you pop those?
Sure did not.
What part? I don't remind me.
There shows the little boys praying at the beginning, and they're like,
Oh yeah, okay, that's right. Yes.
yeah,
yes,
that was
yes.
sickening. I loved that.
Okay.
I was like, that's hella cool. And then I said, look at little Neil and Caleb smoking.
Yeah, that definitely would have been us.
Smoking.
And then there was the sex worker ladies in the car.
Yes.
I thought they were on a fucking cell phone. And I was very confused. I was like, they're on a cell phone in the 70s? I was like, do they even have those? I'm like, they must be really rich. Like, I could not believe it. And then at some point, I was like silent for a minute, and I'm like, Scott, is that a radio? And he's like, yeah, it's a radio. And I was like, not a cell phone. Got it.
She had her little headpiece in.
I
She
know,
was talking on her,
Hands free.
on her Bluetooth, yeah, on her headset. That's pretty funny. Yes, those I didn't even get that they were the sex workers until they finally. Because at first I'm like, okay, two women are on a road trip.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Road trip. Yeah, exactly.
We're just gonna go, but
It goes to a kind of a gross place.
they go to the sex shack. What do you want to call it?
Sex shack.
And baby sex shack.
Is that where you have to take your sex workers? Is like,
Yeah, to like,
I mean, they're already kind of like deep in the cut, but
yeah, and then they go to like a
and then you have to go
dilapidated
deeper.
building,
I don't know.
and then it's like,
Giuseppe seems to know what's about to happen though, because
That's right.
he's there waiting.
yeah, oh my gosh, and then like the man says, "Come in and join the show." I was like, no, come on, like this is, and then like, and then the kids, and they're taunting him, and just the whole thing. I just had the ick.
Yeah, it was.
I had the ick.
It was a weird little scene.
I had the ick.
You got the boys taunting the town, whatever you want to call him, the town.
This guy who's developmentally disabled,
Right,
to
right.
some degree, where
Yeah.
we
Right.
don't learn. And then there's like, no, you have to pay. Oh, okay, you don't have
Yeah,
to pay.
no money, no peeking. Is what they say.
So that was kind of funny.
Kind of, I guess.
Yeah, the whole thing was just kind of weird, but I guess these kids don't have cable and they've got to do something.
Yes.
Don't even have a cell phone.
So now we start to get some of the little mystery coming in because we see these hands that are like putting pins in dolls.
Mhm.
And in my opinion, the hands appear to be covered in kitty litter. But
They were.
Did you see a kitty litter? Did it read kitty litter to you like it did to me?
Mm.
It would be wet kitty litter though when it starts claying up.
Yes.
You know. Yeah.
I was
Oh,
disturbed.
See, I thought it was just a clay doll and they had just been formed, and
Oh.
Oh.
Cat people differences.
There you go.
Yeah.
I
that's
thought she
how
was
I
just
took
dirty.
that. But I don't.
I was like, man, that lady's hands are dirty.
But I also thought they were man's hands too. So
man's hands.
I think they could have gone either way, or they might have been both.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I that's just what I saw.
See,
because
yeah.
you don't know what's happening.
And
Right.
for me, because I think they obscured them on purpose, I
Mhm.
thought they could be like any gender or child's hands.
Okay.
I was kind of like, oh, we don't know like whose hands those are.
We don't.
See, that's funny. 3 people, 3 totally different takes on one scene.
So one of the little Dickens goes home. I have a note here. It says, "Poor Mama." He was like, she works so hard.
She does. She's
Yeah.
a hardworking.
And then we meet the lady of
Lady.
the house.
Okay.
And
Okay.
what an entrance!
Okay.
Mama was the housekeeper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're like the
Yeah.
the live-in
The
help
live-in
or whatever.
Yeah, for this well-off young lady.
Who? Okay, my first thing is she tanning inside? Is she tanning inside? And that cannot be safe. I mean, this is the early 70s. What the fuck do you think those lamps did to people? Like, that is horrifying.
Oh, same thing the sun does. It just cooks you.
No, I think
you
it.
slathered yourself in oil and you.
I
Yeah.
think it's even worse. I
You
think
got
it gave
cooked.
them all kinds of
But
mutations.
then, like the wave
the art?
machine in
Yeah.
the background that was like.
I know it was.
that was a very very like 70s thing.
Like I could find myself whenever it was in the scene, like kind of swaying side to side. I'm like, it is soothing.
It is. It was. They were trying to be all artsy, you know.
I guess.
I guess.
But then
So-
how she like approaches this young 10 to 13-year-old.
What?
Mrs. Robinson enters the building.
Yeah, that's Scott's the same
Saying
thing.
that.
Yeah.
It was like projectile vomit, so gross, and then
Because she's naked, people, by the
she's
way.
naked,
Right.
and that's not a problem. It's just a problem because there's a child in the room.
Yeah.
Right.
However,
But then
did
she
you guys
takes it
read?
further.
Did you guys read the behind the scenes on that?
No.
Okay,
Yes.
allow me to explain.
I did.
And I hope this is true. I genuinely hope this is true. Child endangerment charges were brought against
Mhm.
Fulci for that scene, and he was arrested. However, there was a little person standing in for the child, and the 2 actors of the child and the woman were never actually in the room together at the same time. And so he was able to be acquitted because he was able to prove that.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because, a lot of times we say when we're looking back at things in the past, oh, it was a different time. Oh, it was a different time. And it's like, if that's true, I really appreciate Fulci for doing that. And like, it's like it's in the script, but no kid was actually ever in that situation. And it just like there's always situations like that where it's like, yeah, maybe it wasn't a different time, but for some people they still have like decency. And I appreciate that. It's just a character and they didn't force anybody.
I'm impressed that he was brought up on charges in the 70s.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Like,
Italy was apparently
why-
cracking down in 72. But yeah, because it's
Yeah, but we watched Sallow, and that had maybe not as young, and maybe that's
Oh.
where they drew the line, but that
Yeah.
clearly had under 18
Right.
year old
That's why I'm
actors
saying it's
doing-
like it's nice that if this story is true, that Fulci
Mhm.
was like, no, I covered my bases.
Right. I don't have to watch it, I guess. Again. No.
Well, when
And
he's
I'm-
making
yeah.
a movie about a very specific thing, which we'll get to at the end, it's nice that he kind of followed through with.
Yeah. Kind of some human decency.
Yeah.
So the lady's like, don't you want to do sex with me? And it's like, he's like, yeah, I've done lots of sex before. And it's
Yeah.
like,
With my
It's just-
girlfriend who lives in Canada.
She goes to a different school. But yeah, it was like, it was kind of weird because her character is very flirtatious and stuff.
Mhm.
But she kind of takes a more serious and leading tone later in the film. So it's kind of like a little funky that she was kind of tormenting this kid. And I
Yes.
guess it was, to make us think that she might be the murderer because she kind of like fucks around with kids.
Right.
But it was.
So
kinda
another
bizarre.
part of my problem with this movie specifically is that I got tired of all of the red herrings.
Here are red hair. There are red hair.
Yes.
Like you were talking about American Horror Stories or story,
No,
I can't-
Story.
story, about how someone keeps seeing something but
Yeah.
doesn't, and how old it gets. And this is just kind of like, okay, already, we know it's none of them,
Right. Or it's one of them, but you just can keep
Yeah.
doing it over and over,
Yeah.
and you'll
Yeah.
pick whichever one
Yeah.
you want.
Some red
Yeah.
herrings were better than others.
Yeah, I bet we all guessed from the very beginning what was going to end up being anyway. Would be my guess.
I asked Space Face,
So-
didn't even see the end, and I said,
Yeah.
if you could pick one person who you thought it was, do you
Yeah.
think you could? She
Yeah.
did.
She got it.
I
Yeah.
will say there was, for a good probably first quarter of the film or so, I was very much like, or it could be the kids. Because I wasn't trusting them kids.
Okay.
And so I kind of had my suspicions, and then as we were kind of figuring out, I'm like, I kind of wish it was the kids, like because I was like, kind of makes sense, like that a kid might ask for that small ransom
Mhm.
because to them they're like, well, then we can buy like all the candy in town,
Right.
So there was some things like that the kids could be
Right.
they were my only other
Okay.
kind of legitimate guess.
All right.
Okay. Bruno gets a head wound. And he's missing. And the ransom is like, they call it kind of small.
Yeah, it was in the millions, but
Yeah,
and
it's-
I didn't do what the math was, but
The
the
lira.
police later say that
Yeah.
it's a very small sum
Mm.
of money.
Yeah. So, Bara, was that he's been set up? Was that the guy's name?
Giuseppe.
Giuseppe, yes.
Has been set up.
Right.
And now we've got this sleazy journalist kind of roving around, smoking and trying to figure out what's
you
going
say
on.
sleazy, others might say swarthy.
I don't think that's a nice word, but he was definitely something. But so anyway, so now he's on the scene, and then we also have like, I don't know, some sort of like the guy that's like the detective, but he's also kind of like a higher up in the police force.
Well, there was a police chief who was
Yeah.
sent in to help out, and then there was also, I guess, the head of the police in this, I don't know, village
Yeah.
that
Right.
we're in.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're kind of actually like taking this seriously. So that's what we know. It's kind of the Giuseppe guy. Like he did apparently call in the ransom.
He found the body
Yeah, because he found the body.
and buried it,
yeah.
and to him thought, I'm going to use
Yeah.
this to my advantage and call in this ransom.
Right.
But he did not. It is later discovered that he did not actually.
The townspeople want blood, though. That's being
These town folks are
established.
judgy.
They're hella judgy townsfolk.
There's not a lot to do in a small Italian town,
They're bored.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just that or pickleball. I mean, take your pick. So.
Pickleball! They invented pickleball. So then we get introduced to the priest who looks like a literal toddler. Like, he looks like a little small baby who's like, I'm a priest, and it's like, oh, look at the baby in the priest costume.
It's one of those scenes where who's talking to him first? Was it one of the reporter or one of the police walking with him when they first meet him? Someone's walking. A priest and a cop are walking through a bar, but they're walking through his.
And the lady talks to him too.
School.
Patricia talks to him at some point too.
She does. But
Yeah.
when they're walking through the yard and the boys are all playing or doing whatever they're doing, right? And it's just that weird random thing where it's like the priest, like I wrote down here, it was like how he randomly said things like, "Hey, you cut that out. Hey, you can't do that over there." But in of course the dubbed voice,
Right.
and there's like no reason, like he's talking, this, hey, you don't do that over there, and he keeps talking. It's just like so weird.
Again, the dialogue,
Right.
how they like force things in there.
Yeah, he's like, enough of that now. Pass the ball. The way he
It's so random.
It's just so random. Makes no sense.
Makes no
But
sense.
whatever. Anyway. But yes, you meet the little priest.
You meet the little baby priest, and the kids like him because he's young and he plays football. And they all play football together, and it's just lovely. So, okay, the next note I have is the body in the well,
Yes.
laughing my ass off at the body in the well. The little hands, the eyes that are like... How did you find the body in the well?
I found it similar to the lady who stumbled across it when she was expecting to just pick a bucket of water up, and then there was a big person in there doing that.
It didn't look like a child. It didn't look. It kind of looked to me like, a seed of Chucky. It kind of looked like Glenn Glenda. Like, it kind of looked like Glenn Glenda with darker hair. So I'm just saying. But yeah, another kid down.
Yep.
Another kid
Yep.
bites the dust.
Yep.
So it can't be Giuseppe.
No,
Right.
But he sure did mess up the drinking water for that day.
I mean, is that like the whole, like, what do you do? Like, the whole town doesn't have water now?
Yeah, I don't know. Good question.
They have to, like, drain the well. They have to, like, fill the... I don't know anything about wells,
I
guys.
don't know how that works. So
Two boys down.
2 boys down.
Now, quickly, there's another death. Another boy dies. This is the scene where they're in the rain.
Oh yes, the
Yeah.
There's
rain.
the man with the scythe.
Yep.
And you're like, what the fuck is happening? I felt like I missed
And
something.
the kid runs up to what was there, a crucifix or a cross or something?
Yeah, it's like a little
in the middle
a
of the forest.
shrine.
Yeah,
kind of like I don't know, like a cross. I think it's like a piece of yard art, but it's religious. I don't know what you call
Yeah,
that.
I don't.
It was
someone was behind him and he
Yeah.
hides.
yes.
And then so you see this old man.
Yeah.
Who we'll get to later. I think.
Put a pin in him. Put a little pin in that doll.
But then he comes out and he sees. I don't remember.
And he gets like surprised when he comes up and he's like, oh, the kid.
Yeah.
In the rain.
But the kid he was going out to try and meet Patricia, right?
Patricia.
Well, he gets a phone
Patricia.
call. I thought it was he got a phone call and
Yeah.
says like, I'll be there.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was the indication is he thought he was meeting her.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Got it.
Like she's not gonna booty call you to the fort. It's just so weird.
Why not?
Why?
Who
Well,
knows?
okay. Why am I questioning anything in this movie? A lot of it isn't beyond logic.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
Barry White did the voiceover for that kid.
So now we're kind of getting that lady Patricia is kind of becoming a suspect.
Right.
Everyone is a suspect now.
But
She's a weak suspect too. Yeah.
we also have to cannot forget we meet the next prime suspect though, the lady who lives in the wherever
Shoe?
she lives. Yes. The shoe or the cave or Machara.
Machara.
Right?
So she's the first person we see digging up, right? Is that
Yes,
the same
I think she
person?
was the one digging up
digging
the
up
baby.
the
Yeah.
little baby Skelly.
Yeah,
So she's a mysterious woman.
Right.
but she's one of the ones with the voodoo things and
Yeah. Just
and
the dolls.
she kind of like just watches people from afar, but then she gets more involved as well
Yeah.
into the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, so we're figuring out like, okay, so now like everybody's a suspect. She's definitely got something going on because she's the hand we saw with the dolls.
Right.
And she's mysterious and turkey lurky everywhere.
Right. The 3 dolls obviously symbolize the 3 boys who
yeah.
all 3 are now dead. So
Right. So now you're thinking, like, is this movie supernatural or is this another
Right.
red herring? And the mom makes such a scene in the church.
Right. Yes.
The scandal.
Yes.
You know, they were talking about that at the well for weeks. About, did you see what she did in church?
So I'm trying to remember now. So the Machara gal, she again a red herring, right?
Yeah.
right.
Big time. But the townsfolk are not happy because she doesn't get arrested. Right
Yeah,
away,
they
or
want
she,
her,
or
they
she
want
gets
her
released
to, right?
or something.
Yeah. She's
So-
been questioned or something.
But the townsfolk go all vigilante on her.
Oh, but this is the end of part 1.
Okay.
So, because they don't have her, I think, in custody yet at the end of part 1, because they go to visit Uncle Francesco.
Now you just give me
The old
names.
the old man who we saw
Yeah.
following
So,
Michelle earlier.
Part 1 ends after the scandal. Now we meet Uncle Francesco. He and his niece, who's that woman. It's not really his niece, I think. I think that's just like
Yeah.
a term. Like they're
Mhm.
like feeling, like he's obviously not everybody's uncle either. They're magic practitioners.
Right.
And he was the man with the sigh, and he was out looking for her, and he's saying, I haven't seen the witch in like weeks or whatever.
Mhm.
So he is like the best character in the film.
You think so?
My favorite part. And it's kind of like, this is something I really liked about the movie, is you're kind of looking at this intersection of faith, of Christianity, and then also kind of this folk magic and
Okay.
kind of this folk Catholicism stuff, which is really cool because like they even said, oh, we can't arrest Uncle Francesco. like the town people would literally kill us.
Right.
Because it's like they still have like the church and modern things and doctors, but they also still have Uncle Francesco and his magic and, you know, like using him to help them with things too. And I thought that was really, really cool. I thought that was like one of the most interesting parts of the movie, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take that.
And Saint Bianco is the only one to be trusted. Make a note of that.
Do you remember when the police come up to question Uncle
Yeah.
and they just like walk right into his house?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like no knocking.
Hey, what are you doing?
It was just they're just like, we're gonna go visit him. Walk right in. And it's
I
like,
think that's-
Jesus, they don't even need a
Well,
Well,
Uncle,
I don't think-
Uncle has an open door policy.
I think he has an
Yes.
open door policy, and I think that he's the type of guy that if you're gonna knock, he's gonna make you wait all damn day. You
turn
either
into a
come in
rat.
because you want something.
Okay. You're saying
Or
office
kick
hours
rocks.
were open.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Uncle Francesco is a busy man.
Okay.
Right.
He thinks you're a
It's like,
fool.
if you have to ask, it's not for you.
You have to ask it stuff for you. Yes, I am the Uncle Francesco apologist of this podcast.
Yeah, I was saying it was more an indictment on the police that just walk into your house, not the uncle.
No.
That's true.
See, I just
But-
took it as bad writing.
Okay. Well, there you go.
He has a pretty sick house too. It's pretty cool.
This is Uncle Francesco's house. Let's go in here. Hey, the doorknob turns. Okay, let's go.
So they go in. He gives them like kind of some mysterious non-answers
Yep.
in his way.
No.
Right.
So turns out the witch Marchada,
hmm
they call her the witch. It's like-
Horchata.
Horchata. I just want to call her Horchata too. She had a baby. Possibly Uncle was the father, it sounds like. And the baby was born like deformed or dead at birth or something.
I don't remember now, but it was
But
it was
didn't
like
last.
It
The
was
baby
yeah,
didn't
no,
last.
It did not last.
And that's the baby bounce.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's sad,
Not good. Yeah.
Right.
Upsetting.
upsetting, and so then it's still kind of leading you to implicate that maybe, you know, she's
Yeah.
What is she doing
Unstable.
with those bones in the
Yeah.
beginning? And
dangerous.
Yeah.
So they bring her in, right? They bring her in for questioning.
Yes.
And
yeah.
this is where she has the meltdown.
Yes. She confesses, basically.
She confesses. What does she say here? Well,
She-
first of all, she didn't like the kids playing near her son's grave. Valid.
Right.
Okay.
But it is like next to an overpass.
But it also wasn't in a graveyard. She buried them. It.
Right, but she wouldn't because he wasn't baptized, so he wouldn't
Right,
put it
right.
in the graveyard.
Wasn't allowed.
But she says, I'm guilty, not because I strangled them, but because I put a curse on them,
Right.
Right.
that they would die. And she has some sort of, I guess it's supposed to be a seizure she has, and she talks about 13 demons
Yeah.
possessing a person, and that, like, makes them kill.
Right.
Turns out she also was nowhere near the fucking thing, so
Yep.
she didn't do it.
No, didn't. At least not. Yeah. They didn't believe her.
She does do this great, like, I said I'll break you. They asked for it.
Yeah. Her. Yeah.
Really lets loose.
I wrote that down because I liked it, and I still remember how she said it, even though I watched it 2 weeks ago.
I have heavy breather while confessing
Mhm.
because she was doing a lot of
Right.
Heaving, yeah.
well in between
Yeah.
her lines or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of heaving.
But okay, so now after they let her go,
That's a problem.
Okay.
then the townspeople.
This is the part where I got kind of sad because this was kind of
Yeah.
fucked up,
They
Right.
shun her.
like hard,
Shun.
like yeah.
Does
Yeah.
anybody know that? Shun.
They shunned
Charlie. We're going to Candy Mountain, Charlie. Come on,
in a
producer
chocolate
Scott.
factory.
Shun.
Shun the non-believer.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you know, you know. So the ignorant townspeople, they shun her, and then a group of men actually brutally beat her,
Yes.
Yeah.
and it's like it's so fucked up, and I felt bad for her.
Mhm.
And she crawls to her son's grave.
Yeah.
That hurt my heart.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like,
Okay, so this scene is very interesting because
Yeah.
after beating her with like big chains, by the
Chains
way,
and-
she
yeah.
has this like hero crawl is what I called it because the music is all like sort of
Soaring,
like
yeah.
inspirational. She's gonna get it. She's gonna, she's like climbing up a side of a cliff,
Yeah.
And then she gets to the top, and it's this highway, and cars are just driving by, like
Nobody
don't even
sees
see
her.
her.
Including the
nobody
cops,
cares.
Yeah, just kind of like, yeah, what's going on over here? Nothing over here, nothing to see over here, and she just dies.
So sad. Nobody
Yeah.
stops to help her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was an interesting point, I guess, to put in there.
yeah.
So that's sad, and she didn't do it. And then Patricia buys a mute girl a doll.
Yes.
Hence, we're gonna meet a headless doll, and apparently the only one in the store with a head is Donald Duck.
Wait, is this when she grabs the kid? And
Yeah,
says,
she's like,
"Come
"I'm gonna
on, I'm
kidnap
gonna
you."
buy you a dolly." The girl's like, "Ah!"
And
She's
she's
like,
like, I don't
"Come
want to go. Yeah, she basically kidnaps a child.
But Patricia drives a pretty sweet ass 70s dune buggy,
Is that what that is?
right?
Oh heck yeah!
Come on, it's Patricia Scott,
Oh
right?
man, yeah.
The dune buggy? You must have been like, yeah, if there's not a van, it's going to be
Yeah.
a dune buggy.
I know. That got a fist pump out of me
That's right. I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
since the '70s. No.
So one of the boys is hoping to see some sex in progress, and the priest is not okay with this. And he's like, I'm gonna put a stop to this. And then he'd hop on a bicycle or something.
Yes, you did.
It's probably dangerous to ride a bike while you're wearing a cassock. One would
He
think.
seemed to do all right.
Lots of
I
practice.
don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So there's a cool jump shot between Patricia and the boy and him dead. I can't really describe it, but there's kind of a cool little jump shot thing in there. I like that. Like I said, there's a few cool little
Okay.
things
All right.
here. The journalist, remember him? Like, yeah. He finds her Cartier gold lighter at the scene. And
Oh, a dead boy.
of a dead boy, and the police are sus of her, and in the newspaper we see the Donald Duck head. So this little girl, she didn't want a head on any doll.
She was not
On
a
any doll. All right.
You don't have to feed them that way.
You have
We
to
don't-
feed
we
them.
don't have
Dolls?
the heads.
No.
Right.
So they jump to the conclusion that she's seen a
Huh?
murder? Is that what they do?
Oh yeah, they think the little girl has seen the murderer. Now.
Right. Because of the removed
Head.
heads.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't quite understand that part.
I think they literally just like state it. They're like, you know what's happening? This.
Right. She saw someone get choked out or something, and so she's.
Yeah.
By the way, this girl, the priest, goes pretty hard on the R word on,
Yeah.
like quite a few times.
It's true.
Yeah.
That little child priest.
However, was it one of the cops? I thought this was funny. They were like talking like how the new kid who died, how he died, whatever, and he's going like, it's a contusion. Yes, a violent blow with a blunt instrument. Like he had to explain
What is
What a
Well, thank you.
contusion.
I didn't know what a contusion was.
Yes,
It
you
could be
did.
anything. Yeah. So
It was like no one was even asking him a what.
Right.
It was like he just like felt like he had to explain.
let me mansplain contusion
Yes.
to you. So yeah, Patricia and the journalist are suspicious of the priest's mom and the little girl.
Right.
And now we have 2 headless dolls. Which is a crime against all kind, in
So-
my opinion.
This is when the movie becomes "Don't Torture a Donald Duckling." So
Don't torture him.
yeah,
Don't torture us as we're watching this with all these red herrings. So obviously it's the goddamn priest.
yes,
Yeah, I know.
no surprise.
I know.
Um,
You could tell by his Jeffrey Dahmer glasses.
he did have serial killer glasses. Yes, and I noted that. Producer Scott and I talked about it. And I thought it was kind of smart, though, of the journalist to be like, oh, cool, you've got her. Pass her to me. You know, he tries to kind of like pull the whammy on him a little.
Right.
But the priest was not born yesterday. And he's like, no.
So the priest wants. Okay,
Yeah.
the priest wants to throw the girl off the mountain
Right.
just because of her handicap, correct?
Correct.
I think that's what's supposed to.
Yeah.
Because he loves
assume.
her so much.
Yeah.
He
And
loves children.
He loves children so much that he wants to save them.
from a
Right.
life of sin or hard times
Right.
or
The ones who.
Yeah, but you
Mushroom
killed the
dance.
boys because
They were dirty.
mushroom dance.
was it because they were dirty or they were going to be dirty?
It means you've lived a life of sin.
They are my brothers and I love them, says the priest, trying to absolve the dirty children of spying from sex workers.
Spying, okay.
and that kind of thing,
Okay.
because they committed some kind of sin.
Some kind
Yeah.
of sin.
And it's like, but it's like not their
Wow.
fault because the world is so full of sin.
Right. But so he thinks he's doing the right thing. He isn't just a murdering
Right.
person.
He feels religiously justified as the priest
Right.
to protect his flock. And soon everyone is grappling.
Yeah, it's a big fight.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
So I wrote,
soon.
I've got Dolomite night fights. So, for those who don't know, Dolomites are the Alps of the Italian area there. So,
yeah, it's a good joke.
don't you like that one?
Clever.
It's a highbrow, folks.
Then we have an airborne priest.
Oh no! Before that, though.
Oh, what?
I'm sorry. Just before, did you notice how like all the punches? There's a lot of rocks being.
Oh my god,
and
yes!
punches all sounded like snake hissing or like weird like noises. Like they didn't. Yeah, like a lot of.
It's because they're throwing the rock so hard.
Yeah, it's
They're,
just,
like,
Swinging
whizzing.
so hard.
Yeah.
it's just like a lot of. It was just a weird choice for the noise because it was a Foley thing, right? You could have done like this. You take a pillow and you go
You
into
have to
it.
take my pillow?
You know,
And that would be
no,
better.
Yours is there.
Or you
my
could
God.
get like a head of cabbage or lettuce, and that would get like a nice
Yes.
little wet, crunchy
There you go.
sound
Literally
too.
anything.
Anything,
Anything other than
but hey, it works, I guess.
Can I talk about the
Now
airborne
the priest.
yeah.
And he hits every rock on the way down. And your theory is they used the doll from the well.
Yes, that was my theory.
And he has his little floppy hair, and he's like, ka-thunk, ka-thunk, and like shit's breaking off of the priest. And it is
But he
kind-
falls forever.
thinking, and there's like, it's like a montage of
Yeah.
like everything.
And then when they pull back, it's like
It is,
a second worth of airtime.
it's like a Cabbage Patch doll.
But
Yeah.
the sparks.
Why is it sparking? Why is it
When
sparking?
his face meets.
His crucifix he wears around his neck was clearly hitting the iron of the rock and causing sparks. I got that.
Clearly.
Right, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little because it's clearly like it weren't the arms like all flopping?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
because
it
it
was-
was like
it was-
it's clearly
it
a
was
doll
very,
upside down.
yeah.
So it's just like
Ragdoll.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like
But he's gonna think about it. Every rock, he's gonna think about what he did.
yeah, no question. It's like
He's not dead yet.
it's like Alan Rickman falling from Die Hard at the end, but only that was a long way down.
Like
you know
somebody
what
could have
Right.
probably gone to the bottom
I mean?
before.
Right. But this was longer.
Yeah, and could have
Yeah.
like put out a trampoline or something. And,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some good like when his face would scrape against and
Oh
tear
yeah,
off
yeah.
a
It
little
was
bit.
kind of fun.
you
Yeah.
know, but it was pretty laughable.
I see fake.
Priest's face scraping on rocks, fake, but it's okay.
I call fake. I call shenanigans.
That wasn't a real priest. Sons of bitches.
There you have it. Don't
Yeah,
torture a duckling. Don't torture priests. Don't torture
Okay,
anybody.
do the ducklings refer to
Children.
the doll or the children?
The children.
Yes.
The children. I have to blow my nose and then we'll play a game.
Okay.
Maybe producer Scott will bring me a napkin or whatever we have in this godforsaken place for a tissue.
How about I can go do it so Scott can just go to a bumper?
Somebody could just bring me
I'll
one.
do, okay. Not a
Yeah.
black screen, just the splash screen stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for
She
allowing
got
me.
it all over us. Jeez.
Gross, Sandra.
It's my gift to you.
Gross.
My DNA. So we're gonna play the About Me Sandra trivia game. Thank you.
Sorry, I gotta put my hat on.
Producer Scott, can you keep score?
I gotta put my game hat on.
Are you sure you want me to keep score? Everyone gets mad at me every time I keep score.
Yeah, just keep score.
you-
All right,
Cheat.
fine. I'll keep
Well, it's only
score.
me against Caleb, so I mean, you don't.
Or are you playing as a team?
I thought we were
Caleb
playing as
wins.
a, I thought we were
Yeah,
playing as a
exactly.
team.
Why don't you be like a horn?
All right, I'm keeping score. Wink.
Here, maybe
Do I
should-
have to do a shot of hot sauce when we get one wrong?
No, you don't have to.
Oh, that's sad.
I'm putting mine in a jaunty angle. Because I'm a jaunty Frenchman. Don't I wish? Don't I
Don't you
fucking
do.
wish? I do.
You'd
I
have
love
your
the French.
I
cigarette.
think what we're gonna do is I think I'm going to have to correct you or tell you the correct answer at the end, and then if I'm wrong, then it's really bad.
Well, here, I'll say, or I'll just say the answer and then you the points.
Okay, I was just thinking of a fun way to include
Okay,
myself in
Yeah.
this.
fine, you
I'll
do
just
that.
turn off my microphone.
No,
Goodbye.
no, you do your
Don't
idea.
do it.
Everyone.
No,
Come
no,
back.
producer Scott,
Goodbye.
do your idea. Do your idea.
I want
Producer
the
Scott, come
but
back.
I want the
I
instant
think-
gratification.
I
of
think we're
knowing.
gonna have the ability to for me to greatly disappoint you.
Love it.
Wow. Okay.
This
know.
one is multiple choice.
Okay. I think we should work together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll play against
That's,
the
that's how
board.
we've always done it.
How many speeding tickets do I have? 1, 2, 5, or 7?
Jesus.
And I mean, I went to. They're not like I don't have a warrant or anything. Do you know producer Scott?
I'm pretty sure I know.
What do you think, Caleb? It's like on one hand, I don't see. No, never mind. I'm gonna say 5. What do you think? I'll take it. No, it's my first.
No,
thought.
I
How many speeding tickets do you have in
Like
your life?
0.
0 for you. You have other moving violations.
I have 2 moving violations, but 0 speeding.
How many do you have?
trying to remember. I got one on Highway 5 one time. Trying to think if I got anyone after that. I got one once that was wrong. Like I actually wasn't. They
You
pulled
went
over the
fought
wrong guy. Like it wasn't me.
They're the one-armed man.
It was fucking Harrison Ford is who it was. But Yeah, no. So technically 2, but I did fight it. The cop didn't show up, so it got dismissed. But it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Okay, so what was it? 1, 2,
2, 5, or
5,
7.
or 7?
Neil says 5.
I was thinking 2, but
Should we say 3?
It's not an
I
option.
believe it's
I know.
1. My microphone's causing echo, so I'll just yell from here. I believe it's 1.
It is 1.
It is
5?
I don't know. I figured you're always in a hurry to save an animal, so you...
I'm a very, very cautious driver, and I like to obey the speed limits.
All right. Well, I don't know. I figure like Scott was. We know Scott likes to obey the rules. I figure you might be a little more.
I just
Oh,
don't
I'm
want
a
to
speed
die.
demon.
Yeah, he's a speed
Oh.
demon.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
I
I'm
have many speeding tickets.
way wrong.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Jesus. Yeah.
Scott probably has like 7,
No.
12. True or false? I have braces once.
I'm gonna say false.
Can I see your teeth?
No,
Damn it.
absolutely cannot see my teeth.
I would say false. Also, I'll agree with you. You've not had braces.
I did have braces. It's true.
Look at you.
Guys are
Telling
not
us
doing
how
well.
poor you were growing up,
Right?
darning your socks, and you've got braces. Wow.
I did darn my socks.
Wow.
I did. That was one of my chores, was darning socks.
I didn't get braces.
I know. I mean, we know I didn't get braces, but
True or
Oh.
false?
that was Sandra.
I have a rather impressive My Little Pony collection.
Well, how do you measure impressive? That's 4 inches for me. I don't know.
Lord have mercy. Okay, more than that?
More. Okay. I'm gonna say true. I don't know. I know you like
I
ponies.
feel like you've told us about all. I mean, if we haven't heard about your My Little Pony, your impressive My Little Pony collection by now, I'm gonna be kind of mad at you.
For producer Scott,
You have an impressive My Little Pony.
I have a very impressive My Little Pony
I hate you.
collection.
Who are you?
Because
I don't even know you.
I had a couple of ponies growing up,
Boxes.
and I fucking loved My Little Ponies. And I liked the newer iterations of My Little Pony as well. And that was one of the things when I was like, now I'm an adult. I'm going to collect every fucking little My Little Pony I see. They're mine now.
Wow.
They're mine. All the ones I couldn't have, mine. American Girl doll, mine. Like all
Wow.
those things.
No, that's
that-
what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like I've heard about, like
Yeah.
oh, I picked up a couple Barbies. I've heard, I've
Yeah.
never once heard you talk about your My Little Ponies.
Well, the
And that just
ponies
hurts
are,
Sandra. That
you
hurts
know,
so
I've
much.
collected them from so many places. They're a little, some of them are a little rough. I actually need to have like a little pony spa day and get everybody's hair looking nice. Maine.
So this
They're
is what
Maine.
this is what you keep in your garage. Is all these ponies. These
Just filled to the brim with ponies.
these impressive ponies.
I think it's.
I mean, I even brought up bronies like last episode.
yeah, and I said I love bronies.
So Mindy guessed that was true.
Yeah.
Mark said no.
Yeah,
Wow,
Yeah, see,
Peters.
even Mark
Good
is
job. Mark is on our wavelength. Yeah.
Flabbers, hornswoggled.
Hornswoggle.
Flabberswoggled.
Here is another multiple choice.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have the reserve, the
Right.
Federal Reserve of My Little Ponies.
Okay.
Multiple choice. The first band I ever saw live when I was in 5th grade. It was my friend's birthday, and her mom took us to this concert. My first concert. This was at the Shoreline Amphitheater, 5th grade. Backstreet Boys, Blink-182, Hanson, or Aerosmith.
So the year would have been what?
Girl, I don't know.
You were in 5th grade. So
Mhm.
you
We're
were.
like 95,
How old are you in 5th grade? Like
10.
Yeah, like 95.
Okay.
Maybe 96. I don't fucking know.
90, 95.
I think I was in 5th grade.
God. What do you think? Hanson?
Hanson was what just immediately jumped to mind, but
Okay, Hanson.
It
Holy
was Hanson.
smokes, they
It
got
was in
yes!
fact Hanson.
We got one.
Bop, to my first concert.
How was it?
nice.
I remember it was being lovely.
Wow. Okay.
It was
Which one was your favorite?
I liked 2 out of 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one with the long hair, the other one with the long hair.
Or the third one. I didn't like the oldest brother.
Right. No one
No one
likes.
does,
No one
yeah.
likes the oldest
I
brother.
liked the 2.
The poor
middle
guy.
and the youngest one.
That poor man.
I know. I feel.
Well, his
like-
wife likes him now.
I know, but you're like the big brother, and everyone's supposed to look up to you, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
the singer and the little baby drummer, and
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Little baby drummer, the little drummer
Yeah.
boy.
I know.
Because this is the
I
first Christmas.
I don't know. I think I'm just gonna say I like the oldest one. He's got one.
I'm sure he has. I'm sure he had a legion of fans. They were just a silent minority. The first adult novel I read when I was 8 was, this is multiple choice.
Okay.
This was the summer. I was 8. I remember it well.
All right.
It by Stephen King. The Client by John Grisham. Congo by Michael Crichton. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen.
Congo's hit me right in the face.
You know what? Yeah. I feel like it's a red herring.
I feel like Congo for some reason.
I
That's
don't-
just-
I'm just feeling Congo.
I'm feeling Congo.
Yeah.
It feels like that's just the right.
Pride and
book at the right
Prejudice,
time.
like, bless you if Pride and Prejudice is
Yeah.
right.
Your first adult book?
You know, yeah.
And then you ever read again?
Yeah, Congo.
It was The Client by John Grisham.
Ah!
So I remember reading the back of it, and it was about a kid, and I was like, I think I should read this book this summer.
Are you sure you're not mistaken
Yeah, but
about
Congo's
that
about a
Positive.
little a gorilla named Amy.
one? Mhm.
I know I love Amy. I love Amy Good Gorilla. Love Amy. I did later read all
Okay.
these books.
All right.
Multiple choice.
Okay.
My first cat was named Monkey, Monique, Magic, or Maggie.
Huh. First cat.
I can repeat those.
Monkey, Magic, Mona, or Monique?
Monique or Maggie.
Monique or Maggie. You know, for some reason, I kind of want to say Magic.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Like the movie we reviewed.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, more for like Sabrina, who does magic.
Oh.
That's
Mm.
a
really
good-
the only
that's
reason why I'm picking
Educated
that.
guess.
Yeah.
It was Monkey.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my second guess.
Munky.
5 wrong, 1 right so far.
For
Yeah.
you or for us?
For you.
Well, you were supposed to be jumping in, and so
Yeah,
far
but
you.
then they
So
complained-
far, I've given you 2. And
But then there was
Sandra's
the
gotten
echo
3.
from the
Echo.
mic.
Complained about the echo,
Okay.
so whatever.
Well, you can still shout it out, and I'll give you credit for it.
Shout it out loud. How many tattoos do I have with a cat in them?
All right. What's your multiple? There are no multiples on that one.
Just a
This
number.
one I have to put a number out. I have to put a number out before you give the answer.
Okay.
Like looking.
I don't recall seeing cats on you.
They're there.
Is that one considered a cat with the blonde hair?
Why don't
and
you
the-
make a guess?
With blonde hair and a tan.
Her hair was perfect. That's a song.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were both
Th-
songs.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Both were.
No, I'm
I
not
know.
telling you. Telling them. Yeah.
Okay, I have to ask. Do things dressed up as cats count as
Yes.
cats? Okay.
Well,
This
this would be like a random
I know.
pulling a number.
6.
6.
6.
The number of the beast.
Does that seem low to you?
Seems kind of high to me,
All
actually.
right. Okay.
But I don't
We're
know.
gonna need an answer.
I really have no. I mean, I don't know. I can very like she said mushrooms. I'd be like, oh, it's like or bees. I know right off the top of my
Do you know
head.
how many
Oh, yeah.
of those either?
I don't know if she knows how many bees she has.
Yeah.
I have 2 bees. 2 bees or not 2 bees. All right, I'm just gonna say.
I think. Well, let me
Oh.
see if I know.
Yeah,
Sure,
you call
sure.
it out.
I'll say 6.
6.
Okay.
I think it's 4.
6 or 4.
I think it's 4.
Well, I don't know.
5.
3, 5, yeah.
I have 4.
Okay.
All right. Good
Hell
job,
yeah.
Scott.
Nice. Good job.
I have the lion tarot card for strength on
It's a
my.
cat.
That's a lion down there.
It's
I was thinking
it's-
like
it's a big cat.
domesticated.
No,
it's one
it
of
counts.
it's one of the big cat
It's a
family.
big cat and it counts. The skull.
Okay.
The Kewpie.
That skull counts.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a cat skull. The
By
Kewpie.
It's also a mountain range.
And my lady head is a cat
It's
lady.
a cat lady.
Oh, see, these
All
are
A
all
little fish in
alright.
her mouth.
Okay.
Wow.
4.
I love all plants and flowers. I
Okay.
do.
This is true.
But my favorite is multiple choice.
Okay.
Roses. Mini calla lilies. Peonies. Daisies.
Peonies is what jumped out to me, but I don't know why.
I don't know.
think it's.
I don't know.
Producer Scott.
I
I
don't.
do know.
I don't even know what those
Yeah.
middle two ones are.
I don't
so-
either, but other
Okay.
than I know them as a name, but if you put them next to each other,
You all must brush up on your flora and fauna.
See, but I could see a daisy because it's just a daisy is a nice, simple flower.
And I'm a nice,
It's
simple girl.
unpretentious. Exactly.
I'm a
I'm
nice,
gonna give you
simple
a hint.
girl.
So
Okay,
This was Sandra's wedding bouquet.
that's not a
That
hint.
doesn't-
I wasn't
we
there.
weren't
And
there
we're
for that.
there, so that's not going to help matters.
I know, but some
But
of those
thanks.
flowers wouldn't work in a wedding bouquet. So
Well, I guess I should just say it.
say it.
Okay.
Say it.
It's mini calla lilies.
Okay.
Mini calories.
So, like, yeah, for my bouquet, I had white mini calla lilies, and I had, like, we had lots of, like, red, black,
I'll
and
give
white
you
were,
that
like, our
one,
colors.
Scott, because you
And it
did
was,
know
like, a
it.
black and white grow-green ribbon, and then I have a cameo skull, you know, like a cameo, and that was on there. It was
Oh.
really pretty. Yeah.
Huh.
I love mini calla lilies.
Okay.
All right.
I love big calla lilies. I love calla lilies.
I don't even have a favorite flower.
That's sad. You should
Or
get
fauna.
one. That should be one of your goals.
My
In
New Year's
2024
resolutions.
is to pick a favorite flower.
Pick a favorite flower.
Yeah, it's nice to have.
All right.
Put in the comments, what's your favorite flower?
Comment below.
So you guys are not going to know what all of these are, but I still want you to guess.
Okay.
What is my favorite class to play in Dungeons and Dragons? A rogue, a sorcerer, a bard, or a cleric? Do you know what those things are?
I want to say. Oh my god.
Tell me what they are.
I
Define
think
them
it's
for
a
me.
rogue.
So a rogue is like sneaky, is like a spy,
Okay. Yep.
or kind of like, you know, espionage.
Right.
A sorcerer is obviously a magic wielder.
Right.
A bard is a teller of tales and singer of songs.
Okay. Yeah.
And a cleric is usually a healer and again magic.
First or last? Rogue
Rogue or cleric.
or cleric.
Yeah, I guess we go with the rogue.
I am a motherfucking bard.
Ah.
I am a bard.
You wish.
Like if you look at my eyes,
Did
if
you
you
know
play
this,
Dungeons
Scott?
and Dragons, you want me to
Well,
play a
yeah,
bard in
I'd
your
love
party.
to play Dungeons and Dragons, but we've had that conversation.
My favorite bard that I've ever played is named Petunia.
It's also your favorite flower.
Not my favorite. This one, I'm not going to do multiple choice.
Okay.
I have said this information many times on the podcast.
All right.
The first movie I ever saw in theaters when I was 4 years old.
I think chat will know this.
Yeah.
I should cover up chat.
No, you shouldn't. Let's see if they get it. Help us out. First movie you ever saw. In
Yeah, Bard 100%, Mark. It's fucking
theaters.
obvious.
Was that the first movie you ever saw, period, or the first one you saw in theaters?
First one I saw in theaters. I was 4.
I need my...
So that would be 1989.
Okay.
Michael, you remember?
That should help you narrow it down.
A lot of movies came out in 1989.
I know, you'd already been working at the theater 20 years at that point.
Was it like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
Yes.
Was that it?
Yes.
Nice. I don't remember that being your
Good job.
first. I remember you talking about how much you love it and how much better it is than 1 and 2, but
In January is Scott and I's anniversary.
is it though?
Our anniversary of when we first started dating and of getting married. How many years total have producers Scott and I been together?
You guys don't even know the answer to that.
you
You're
guys-
asking us to
that's,
answer
That's
that.
why I'm saying
Yeah,
That's
can you
that's why
tell us?
Yeah,
that's why I'm
exactly.
saying yes. Or that's why I'm saying what?
We've asked them before, people,
Yeah.
how long you been married?
Make
And
it
the
guess.
answer is, I don't know.
They
Well,
don't
we're
know.
not talking married. We're talking together in general.
No, but even that is like always
Yeah.
been like
Yeah,
a
we-
vague, you know.
No, it's not vague.
It's not
just we
vague.
Forget.
We just forgot.
It's
weird,
subjective.
loosey- Well, you've never told us. Let's put it that
Well,
way.
just make an educated guess.
Okay.
I don't know, like 5 years.
No.
I know you were being funny.
Sorry, too high.
Too high.
2.
Okay, so you guys are. I'm trying to think. Your ages are.
I have no idea.
28.
I don't want to say how old you are. Yeah.
I don't care.
And then.
I mean, we just said how old she was. How old she was in
1984.
1984.
Yeah, do some math.
Right.
Some math, motherfuckers.
I don't
No,
math.
I know.
You math. That's your thing.
Oh my god, Caleb's so mad. You math. You math. We're gonna need an answer. We're gonna.
I'm literally like going through it here. I'm trying to like.
You're crunching those numbs.
Trying to figure it out here. Trying to go through all the.
And the answer is how long will we have been together in January?
I mean, basically, yeah.
So
What
you
year
have
are we on?
a year.
We got married on our anniversary.
No, I know that. That I knew. But
Okay.
whenever we've asked in the past, it's always been like.
Your calculator.
I'm gonna say I think you're coming up on year 13.
13?
Sure.
18 years.
Oh, jeez.
Been together 18 years. Got one of your kids, got you for 18 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
It'll be our 11th wedding anniversary.
Mm.
Okay.
We've been together for a long ass time. We've been caged together too long.
We've been caged together too long.
I love space. This is known.
It's because no one can hear you scream.
That too. Out of all of space, known space, what is my favorite planet?
Our solar system, or can it be beyond?
Should I really narrow it? I'm gonna
Yes.
say our solar system.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, there's 9 to choose from, Caleb. We have a 1 in 9 chance, unless you're one of those crazies who believes Pluto's a non-planet.
I'll always count Pluto.
Okay, thank you. What do you think? It could be Venus because Sandra is so vaginal. it could be.
I mean, I'll take it, but I'm not sure I have like evidence to support that.
Could be Mars. Could be Uranus.
Uranus.
What was that? Did we win something?
When something, am I going?
Did we get blocked?
Am I getting sent to space by Elon Musk?
I don't know what that was.
Elon picked you.
Oh, it's a little heart. People gave us those likes. Okay, we need an answer on the fucking planet, people.
Jesus, criminy almighty. I mean, is it drawn on you anywhere?
No.
Okay. Neptune. Let's go with Neptune.
Sounds great.
All right.
My favorite planet is the beautiful, amazing garden planet that we call home Earth.
Earth. Trick question.
The often overlooked.
Thanks.
It is. And, I mean, there's wonderful things about all the planets. My ruling planet is Jupiter,
Jupiter.
and that's my second favorite planet.
All right.
But Earth
Did you know
is
the
my
answer to
favorite
that
planet.
one, Scott?
Because I fucking love Earth. I talk about Earth all the time. I love Earth.
So did I.
much.
I just didn't want to say.
Sure. Now,
Please, you know these things.
what is the stone in my ring? My engagement and wedding ring. I wear it every fucking time you've ever seen me.
It's one of the ones Scott passed.
It's a kidney stone! It's a kidney stone!
Just had one the other day, actually.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh,
It's been
dang.
almost 2
Wow.
years.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
Wow.
Sorry.
Did you collect it?
No.
No.
Can we please guess stone in my ring? And it's not a kidney stone, it's a gem of earth.
It's a gem of Earth. All right. It's a gem from this planet. And is it? Okay, what's the birthday stone?
The main stone. There are multiple.
Yeah, there's other
Okay.
little stones in there.
What's the January garnet? Garnet? No, wait, your birthday is December. Sorry.
The fuck?
Wow.
Damn.
I remember now. Give me a break.
Damn.
What's the December birthstone? Caleb.
You seem confident it's the December birthstone.
Please, Caleb. I don't know what else. I'd be guessing otherwise.
What
This
is it?
Do you know what
You've
color
seen
it is?
my hand
Is it
for
a-
years on like tons of times, and you can't remember what it is.
I'm colorblind. and
Oh my
I-
god! Stop trying to use color blindness as an excuse.
I don't see.
I don't see color.
No, what is?
Don't
No,
go looking through
I'm gonna look up
pictures.
December's.
Is it a topaz?
December?
That might be the December birthstone,
December
but is that the one in my ring?
I don't know. I've never seen your ring before.
Aquamarine.
Scott
Wait,
designed
no, garnet.
this ring.
Garnet. Gem.
Okay,
He
that is also news
designed
to
this
me.
ring.
You're like throwing this information out like
This
it's.
is canon. Like this, you knew Scott
This
designed
is
my
a
ring,
canon
right?
event, right?
I think I did. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I think I did. It's gotta be like a. This is so stressful.
I am astounded. I'm actually.
Wow, the
astounded.
details people do not notice.
You can see that stone from space.
You know, I couldn't tell you what Neil's ring looks like. If that, and I've known him for 33
Neil's
years.
ring is simple.
Why can't I find what the December stone is?
It's not December.
It's not
stone.
December.
Why is the
stone.
internet broken?
It's not December stone.
All right.
All right, then it's gotta be. What's your favorite color?
Can we even just go with a color?
Yeah, what's your favorite color?
No, what's the color of the ring?
I know it's gonna be
The ring, the one ring.
Sandra's ring
Smeagol.
is. What do you think, Caleb?
I don't know. No matter what we
This is
say,
hurtful.
we're damned.
This is hurtful.
Okay,
This quiz has been hurtful.
it's gotta. It is.
Yeah,
very
it is
hurtful.
hurtful.
It's red. It's
That
gotta
you-
be
that
red.
You haven't told us all this.
Red. Aquamarine.
I didn't mention
Blue?
many of these things.
Lies.
You gotta
Lies.
show it now.
It's blue.
Lies.
Ah, it's the last thing I said was blue.
Yeah, you got it, I guess.
I got it.
What is it?
It's blue. It's a 3-carat.
Is it a sapphire?
Sapphire.
Very nice.
And this
Okay.
was
Okay.
this sapphire Scott picked out, and like I said, he designed this ring. The diamonds in it are heritage diamonds from his family, and
What do you guys look like? Diamond barons? Like, you walk around.
They're
No.
fucking De Beers.
no, they were like passed down.
Wow.
Yeah. They were from his great grandmother's ring, and then it was very
Smothered-
important to me
smothered.
to have a center gem that was nobody died or shed blood for it, or any of those horrible fucking things. And yeah, and it's also it's a trillion cut, yeah.
Mhm.
And there's yellow gold and white gold and little diamonds.
May I see your ring, please?
You may.
I've never actually looked at your ring.
Yeah, clearly. You edit this
It's a
show?
very lovely ring.
Okay.
Good job, Scott.
I'm gonna give you multiple choice on this one. We're nearing the end
This
of
is
this
torturous,
torture.
yes.
Yeah.
Right.
What was the first horror movie I rented on my own? I've also mentioned this on the show several times. Scream, Return to Oz, Fortress, or The People Under the Stairs.
Should be so lucky. Return to Oz, right?
I think so.
First one I rented on my own.
Right.
Like, I went to the video store. And I plucked down the little card, and I did the whole thing myself, because I was like, I'm into horror movies now.
Well,
I was about 10.
so that would
So
be
like 95,
95.
94.
So you talked about People Under the Stairs also, though. Maybe that's the one.
Scream hadn't come out yet, right?
No.
Yeah.
So
Which I didn't think it was that anyway.
maybe People Under the Stairs.
It is People Under the Stairs.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
We got more than one
Right.
right, god dang it.
Yeah.
I loved all those movies. Obviously, Scream hadn't come out yet. Return to Oz, I grew up with that movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Fortress is like a weird fever dream that I saw as a child.
All of us have that.
That we all.
Yeah, that was everybody's experience with Fortress. Last 2 questions.
Okay. Bring it on.
This is not multiple choice, and I will accept there are kind of a couple multiple answers to this. What is my favorite color?
gonna mark this in the wrong category for the two of them.
Have you actually talked about this before? It's orange and black. Apparently, it's not. Pink. It's pink. It's pink, right?
This one's gonna make you mad.
It's not pink?
That's why I said I'll accept multiple answers.
If I'm right, this one's gonna make you mad.
Okay.
My favorite color is rainbow. My favorite color is rainbow. I would also accept all the colors, and I would also accept glitter.
Ah, glitter, yes. The commonly thus known color of glitter.
Okay. Okay.
I love all colors, and I love especially when all colors are together and like different shades of like rainbows and stuff. I just love rainbows. I love all the colors.
Okay.
Now this is the last question. And if you get this wrong, I'm walking out of this fucking basement.
Oh, I'm already walking out as soon as that camera's off. Fucking done.
Wow. I'm the one that's hurt here. What is my snake's name?
Oh,
It's like my precious or something. I don't know. Sweetheart.
It's sweetheart.
Yes. Of course, we know that.
I know. See?
Well, that's why it was the last question, is because I was like, they have to know.
We also know what Sweetheart's favorite color is, so we're there.
Sweetheart's favorite color is my hair.
It's that or
Yeah.
mouse.
Mother's hair. That's what I always say, because he loves to curl up in my hair. He loves mother's hair. He loves his mother's hair. So
Whew.
how'd they do?
We got 4 right.
That's pretty good.
Out of 16.
Obviously, what it means is that, like,
You don't talk about yourself.
yeah,
very
exactly.
much.
You know, we need more.
I
And
bet
then
listeners got it.
Brutality.
but then hold it against
Brutal
us when
honesty.
we don't know.
I mentioned many of these things.
Now I am an expert in Santa.
Me and my 55 speeding tickets are...
We know you just drive through all the red lights, flipping people off as you go through.
I drive like Toonses the driving cat.
That's right. She just drives through, arm, middle finger extended. Well, thank you, Sandra. I apologize that we did not do better, but tell you what, we'll do better next year.
Let's
You guys can help me.
No, let's never do this again.
You guys can help me.
The fun thing about these is learning new things that you didn't necessarily
I
know
would
about
say that is
someone.
fun about these things.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna ask the same questions every year and see like how many you remember.
Yeah.
Just like for all of us.
Yeah.
And
No,
you guys
but that's
can
more of a
join me.
test of our bad memory and early stage Alzheimer's than it is.
Early stage.
You guys can help me do spa day for the ponies to make up for it.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll teach you how to curl the hair.
That's only fair.
That's it, everybody. Join us next week for Hallmark Christmas.
And remember, we're shooting for 8 p.m. because we got to watch it first
Now watch it.
in
Put
our
your nose in our bell.
jammies.
Yeah, ring that bell.
Thank you, producer Scott, Reverend Michael Lees, and our live
What's it
studio
called?
audience. Pod people in the future, thank you. This movie buff Laura, Mindy Horror Movie Addict, Mark Visions, Bruce, Tommy Levette, Christy Stanhope, Xenos, Curious Spirits, any turkey lurkeys, anyone I just missed, I apologize, but thank you.
Holy Christ!
Army beef.
Army.
You are
Fabulous.
I haven't seen you. You just show up. just do
Army.
that.
I wish your name was Army Beef.
Dang, Army.
That's gonna get me a pony or two. Thank
Be sure you have enough money for your rent.